Hey, listeners. Just a quick update that there was something wonky going on with this episode. We're going to call it karmic justice for laughing at a certain thing that we probably shouldn't have laughed at. And as a result, we may have lost video around, like, I don't know, 40 minutes or so. I'm not even entirely sure at the time of editing this what the entirety of the episode's timestamp is, because there's a lot to cut out of bullshit and all that. But at some point we lost video and we weren't aware of it, and we are now, obviously, as you're getting this message. So, if you watch the episode and there will be a cutout point where the video stops and it's just audio, do not worry. There is another video that we have captured separately that we are going to upload as well. So I'm going to give you this audio cue now to let you know that video will cut out and there's nothing wrong with whatever you're playing or watching this on. And if you're listening to audio only, it doesn't affect you at all, which is great news. So if in the event that you are watching, though, and I highly recommend you do watch these, because sometimes now apparently there are bits that we do, and I was unaware that we were going to do them entirely, but here we are. So at one point I do an asparamancy bit, and that is worth watching, I think, on its own. So I will give you another audio cue to let you know when that is there. So if you stop paying attention to video because it dropped out, you will know your audio cue to come back. Thanks for listening, guys, and well, this one got a little bit weird, so enjoy the bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, all aboard the short bus to hell. Please remember when boarding to keep your hands and feet inside the ride at all times. We are not responsible for missing items, brain lesions, cardiac arrest, the abandonment by a loved one, exploding kittens, or world domination by little green men. We will take credit for a good time and the occasional moistness you might feel at varying locations of your person. This ride may not be for everyone, and if that's you, please find the nearest window to throw yourself from the vessel. Buckle up and enjoy.
Hey, welcome back to Great Friends, OK People. This week we're going to have some off-putting things to talk about and watch, and we got some videos for you guys. But first, before we get started, Cody, I would like to give you a message.
Oh no. Who's it from?
It's from me.
Why?
And we'll say, okay, so in a later topic we're going to talk about, there's going to be some divining in which I'm going to partake in for this episode, as we promised Kay last time that we would do some divining for her. And so since I've been getting in touch with my spiritual side, I've divined a message from somebody that you are aware of but don't know personally.
I don't like where this is going.
You ready for your message?
No!
The message is, hey you guys!
Oh my god! I did not fucking expect that, because I was gonna try and open with that.
I love that you were gonna do it too.
I was waiting to do it on Helldivers the other day.
So, obviously that makes sense to nobody else except for the two of us.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you're a Goonies, if you've ever watched the Goonies, you should know what it is.
But I did pull up our text message exchange.
Two.
Yours and mine.
Oh.
From when we started talking about that, when I introduced you to this concept. So we're not going to say who specifically, but somebody that we know
is affiliated to somebody that looks just like.
We'll say they're partnered up, because we obviously it's important that they're partnered up because of the discussion we were having. So I texted you one day and I said, dude, this guy's partner.
Fuck.
I said, this dude's partner looks like Sloth from the Goonies. And then I sent you a picture of her.
You're going to need to put a picture up for everybody.
I can't, though, because it would reveal who we're talking about, which is the unfortunate part.
No. The picture of the Goonies character.
Oh, Sloth, I could do that.
Yeah.
But I can't post a picture of who we're talking about.
I always forget that his name is Sloth.
And you laughed, and you said, I almost just choked and lost my life laughing at this.
You guys just heard me choking now. I'm coughing. I can't even laugh without coughing up a lung.
And I said, like, there isn't a good picture of her. She looks like an infected big toe in every one of her pictures. And then
Holy
you laughed and said, that's so fucking unfortunate. And then I sent a gif of Slav saying, hey, you guys. And you said, it's uncanny.
It is.
And so we just had this, like, little back and forth about it. And I said, it's like a sickly puppy. You gotta eyeball it over a few times, or a few minutes every day to determine whether she had a stroke or she just woke up ugly again.
God, see, this is how we're only okay people. Like, generally, we're good people, but once you see the text message thread, that's a thin line.
Yeah, and we actually talked about, because we were trying to, we have a Patreon that we carried over from Overdue for Extinction, which was the podcast that I ran before this, and we had some people who said, well, I want to continue to support the show, so I want to continue my patronage. And I said, okay, we weren't going to do a Patreon because we didn't want to start doing a bunch of bonus episodes until we had more of I guess a base, a leader, a following or whatever. And then we would work on giving, hey, if you want to support the show, but people insist that they want to support it. So we said, okay, we'll just carry it over. And then we were talking about wanting to do something that's going to give them bonus content, because we have a couple of tiers, the top of which is you get a free t-shirt of a design of your choice that you can work with my wife on. She's the one that makes the shirts. You get a video, which initially was supposed to be a cameo.
We are not doing the videos.
I'll worry about the video end of it. It was originally supposed to be a cameo type thing where people would just be like, hey, I want you to tell this person who has no idea who the fuck you are this message or whatever. And I think it's just going to be really unhinged and off the wall. But somehow it's turned into me making edited cut videos from like B-roll footage. So like Kay, one of her first requests was she wanted me and Kate, my sister-in-law, to make a video of us telling really off-the-wall jokes, like really unhinged, like dead baby kind of jokes, while pretending to be dolphins. So,
oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so we'd hop around and make skidding noises or whatever fucking you want to call it, while telling really unhinged jokes. And then the second one she wanted us to make like a couples retreat resort video. Did you see that one too?
Yeah.
Where it was like all these luxurious beaches, and it was all these resorts with these, you know, five-star hotel and everything, and the main thing of the video advertisement was that they had a donkey show. And if you don't know what a donkey show is, I'm not going to explain it today, but you can Google it and then burn your eyes afterward.
It's worse than belly button fucking. I will say that. And we thought that we set the bar with belly button fucking, and I completely forgot about donkey fucking.
But oh, I see now where I sent you another poop log. Anyway.
It's never going to end. It's going to be a long year.
I had a guy come up to me when we were clocking out like 2-3 days ago, and he goes, by the way, I was scrolling on TikTok, and I came across your poop log video. So now people at work know that I'm tracking my poop.
Did you think he showed it to them? Anybody else? Or just
I feel like there's no way you come across a coworker who's talking about their shit logs and then don't tell other people that you work with about it. Be like, you know what this fucking guy's doing? It wasn't
school shooter, was it?
No, it was a school shooter. It was another guy.
That'd be hysterical if that person recognized who you were talking about, though.
Maybe. I don't think he hasn't seen, I don't think, as far as I know, that he's watched the show itself. So I think he's just seen TikTok clips of it. But in any case, so we wanted to do something that we're going to start up soon, maybe next Friday will be the first of it, where we talked about the really unhinged conversations. We're talking about doing bonus episodes for the patrons, and if you aren't sure you want to do it, that's fine, but you want to support us later, you can do so as little as $3 a month, and you'll get bonus content access. But for now, we decided one of the great ideas for bonus episodes is for us to go through the really unhinged things we talk about in text, like this conversation, and we talk about it, and that will be the bonus episode as we dive into some of the really off-the-wall things. And I think, as we pointed out, maybe it was in the last episode or the one before that, a lot of the things that you say in response to the things I text you are like, oh my fucking God.
Or what in the actual fuck.
What the actual fuck. Or just Tony in all capital letters. So we think that it would be really fun funny to kind of give people a peek at behind the scenes. So you know that we're not just putting on a performance of unhinged bullshit.
This is literally our day.
Yeah, it's just constantly just off the wall on a Wednesday afternoon. Just things that I send you. Just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
And a lot of the times I will be losing my shit on the couch or in my office, and my dog, who I'm petting right now, will look at me like I have 8 heads. And he's like, what is going on? And he just wishes he could understand English and be in on the joke, but you can't, buddy.
Oh, man. And there's the wings you sent me. Oh, I was so jealous.
The Chipotle ones are really good.
I feel like I sent you another sloth GIF at one point too.
You've sent it like 3 times. I've sent it a couple times too, I think.
Just every once in a while, just that sloth GIF.
I hope nobody ever recognizes who we're talking about.
I feel like most people should. But in any case,
no, I hope that.
Oh, you hope that they don't realize who it is. Okay.
Yes.
I think we're vague enough that anybody who could know this person might not be able to connect the dots, unless though they're just like. No, I also thought she looked like an infected thumb or toe, big toe, or whatever it was. I said. In that case, you know,
I need to find the picture of me. This is why I'll never go to Great Cuts ever again. If I were to ever magically get my hair back, well, if I grow it out, like today, I haven't shaved it. But when I had longer hair, I was going to a wedding or some shit, and I went to Great Clips because I couldn't get into the actual barber, and I left. I paid as much as I would have paid going to a barber. Mm. For some reason, Great Clips was not charging what they... When I told my parents about how much I was charged at Great Clips, they were like, what? Because my dad like paid $10. I think I paid like $35. And I left there looking like a thumb.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of my camera roll, so I'll post it to the Patreon. But I literally was afraid to go to the wedding because I looked like a thumb from Spy Kids.
Oh my god, I remember the thumbs.
Oh god, those things terrified me.
Oh, who was the mad scientist?
Alan Cummings, wasn't it?
I think so. And he gave that big speech about maybe God doesn't come down because he's afraid of his creations or something. It was something really, really deep, like a Spy Kids movie. Yep. It was like, Jesus Christ, that's going to stick with me.
I think it was Alan Cummings, or it wasn't Pee-wee Herman.
No.
I think it was Alan Cummings.
I think so. I think you're right. We'll never know. It's impossible to find out by any means.
No, not at all. Like, we don't have an iPhone and iPads right in front of us.
So, I'm Anthony. We didn't really do introductions. I just kind of threw you under the bus with that. I can't believe you were going to do that too. You were going to try to work that into the intro.
I've been trying to find a way to talk about it or to throw it in an intro or on PlayStation Live for days.
I'm Anthony. That's Cody. We are, as we've established, great friends, but okay people. And so that's kind of the whole premise of the thing if you're new to this show. I have other examples of why I'm going to hell. In fact,
plenty.
There are plenty. 2 of them happened just this week.
Oh, no.
One of them you know about. One of them you just saw me in my notes say beating stick, and you're just like...
I was wondering what that was.
It's another reason I'm going to hell, and we're going to talk about it right now. So the first of it was I leave work at 3 o'clock, which is about the time that school buses are doing their drop-off routes of the kids who got out of school.
Yeah.
And there's one bus that I try to beat every day because like I pull out of the driveway from work and then I turn off onto like the main road and there's a bus that comes up that always catches me, always, and I can't stand it and I hate waiting for them. And I always try to get out of work fast enough to beat the bus to at least not have to stop when they stop.
Right.
And so the one day I didn't get fast enough, and I got caught by the bus, and they stopped and put out their stop sign, so I had to stop too. And I sat there and waited for like 30 seconds, and nothing happened. And I was
kids came out.
No kids came out. I'm just like, what is happening with this bus right now? Why is nobody getting out or getting on to get the kid or whatever? And then
I just remembered what this is.
Then I see a woman starting to come to the bus, and I was like, thank Christ! Finally, the mother showed up to get her window licker off the bus. And then the kid that gets off of the bus is wearing a fucking helmet.
Oh my god.
I was like, are you fucking shitting me? I just said she's getting here to get her fucking window licker, and he's got a fucking mental disability helmet on.
Oh my god. Oh, fuck. in a...
I would like to say that I felt bad and repented shortly after.
He did.
But I avidly don't don't take back things that I say or repent because I'm not religious any longer. So
It's the principles that matter.
me and my principles.
Yeah, but I think that might have been one of the things where I responded with all caps, Tony.
I think it was. The second thing, the beating stick, in which you wanted to find out what that was about. So my supervisor, I don't know what he uses it for. I assume it's measuring.
Is it a yardstick?
It's not a yardstick. I think it's a yardstick of some sort because it's just a rod, but it's got markings on it. So
Okay.
it's used for measuring something. And I think he must go back into like the other side of the warehouse to measure something back there. I don't know what it's for. I've never used it or seen
Maybe
it
don't
before.
touch it. Maybe he's measuring himself.
Maybe. I hope not. He's like trying to figure out how low his balls are drooping the older he gets. That'd be a fucking wild thing to bring to work. Like your ball measuring stick as you get older.
So, wait, there was in my office back in the, before the pandemic, we had these, this is how fucking wild the sales floor is and doesn't give a shit about anybody else that's around them. We have bathrooms that are in our office because we had a customized office, 3 floors. Then they have bathrooms that are outside for everyone in the entire building to use, for all the different offices. These mofos had a plunger in the bathroom. It was a co-ed bathroom, and it was a yellow stick with a black plunger, the rubber piece. And on the yellow stick said, it's the shit stick, and there was measurements to how high they got the water when they clogged it with their massive shits. And now that you and I are friends, I was like, he probably would be in there because of his poop holes.
It also gave me an idea, too, that I didn't have prior to this, but because we're talking about the measuring stick being potentially to measure how low his balls are hanging as he gets older, now I want to, before we sell the house,
oh, no.
I want to, mark the wall, little places, and then just, people look at it and go, well, that's entirely too little to be measuring his children's height. What could that possibly be? And then I'm just going to have written up the side of it, ball sack length as I get older. It'll have different age numbers on it.
Oh my god! And then you gotta put a really old age because they'll be really low at that age.
And then I hope that there's never a reason they need to ever see me or look me up or anything at all.
That'd be fucking hysterical.
I'm gonna have to do it now. Kristen's gonna have to never know about it because it's gonna be one of those things. She'll be like, "You're not fucking doing it."
That reminds me of those people who, when they're renovating their house, they'll put in the new cabinets or under the new floors or in the walls, they'll put a fake skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what you gotta do.
But anyway, so this rod the supervisor carries around. One day he came around to get a scrap report like he does every day to ask if what was going on, how much of it we made, just gotta get a roundabout of what our shift was like. And he came over and he was talking to me and he started hitting a barrel of latex with it, just bored, just hitting it or whatever while he was talking to me.
Oh no!
And he got distracted by something. There was he was trying to figure out what caused a certain scrap issue. We were having black spots on the latex or something. And he was like, "Hold on, I got an idea." And he put the rod down on top of the latex barrel and he walked away. He grabbed a ladder, he checked the railings of the crane, and he was like, "Oh, I think it's coming from up here." And then he's like, "I'm gonna go talk to maintenance and see if they can get up there and sweep it off or whatever." And so he walked away and then he left the cane there. Then he came back with maintenance. It was a horror deal. But when he left to go back to his office to wait for the next shift supervisor, he left the rod there on top of the barrel. And I went to go tell a guy that I complained about that. I wanted the purge to be real, just to pop him. Because he's always just around me. So I was just the thought occurred to me, he left his beating stick around. And so I was going to tell him, I was like, hey, is he coming back because he left his beating rod here? But I didn't see him. He wasn't anywhere nearby. So I went to go tell the only other coworker that was nearby, who is a black person.
Oh, no.
I was going to be like, hey, you think he's coming back for his beating stick?
Did you say it?
No.
Oh.
As soon as I turned around to go tell him, the thought occurred to me, this guy is black. I probably shouldn't ask him about the beating stick.
I have no words. What is the other word? It's a switch.
A switch, yes.
Oh,
the old
God. At
school
least you
term
didn't
for
say
it.
that.
Oh. At least I didn't say, hey, boy, do you think he's coming back for his beating rod?
Oh, my God. And what's fucking hysterical is if, it was Trace, you would say, "Hey, boy."
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, I would. And I pray, okay, we obviously are very left-leaning, so we teach our kids left-leaning ideologies.
Right.
And I hope and encourage that he befriends other people of other cultures, because then it helps enrich his own life and experiences. But because I call him boy instead of his name, I just can't have him bringing black kids around. Because if I start shouting boy and he emerges from his room with another black kid, it's just not going to look good.
So we'll just have to explain to the parents that you call him boy and that there's no context behind it. It's just boy.
Oh, could you imagine if his parents came to pick him up from like a play date or something, and I was like, yeah, hold on, I'll get him. Boy, get out here! And I'm just talking to Trace to get him to come out.
Oh,
so I can tell his
dude,
friend.
that'd be the last time you'd ever see that kid. Last time.
No, that wouldn't be the last time I saw the family, because I'd probably see them in court.
Oh, God, don't say that out loud. That's just what we need.
Oh, my God. Well, there's an additional reason for going to hell that I didn't already have written down to talk about.
Apparently, I'm going to hell because I can't give my dog enough attention today.
He's very upset that my son is here. The boy. He wants very much to be acquainted with him, but Trace is scared of him.
Because you scared him.
But now how are we going to get the junior field reporter to come back down?
Not today.
I'll have to tell him to remember whatever story it was. All I know is we were on our way here, and he goes, "You remember Tori?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "We were playing a game today where the whole point was she was supposed to eliminate me, and she really tried to eliminate me." I was like, "What the fuck does that mean?"
What game were they playing?
I don't know. He didn't tell me. He just said they were playing a game where she was supposed to eliminate him.
I wonder if it was like Heads Up 7-Up.
I don't know, but I feel like her Fiona ass was going to take it to another level.
Is that the Fiona ass?
Yeah, that's that thick ass bitch Tori.
I forgot that's who it was. I thought it was a different girl.
So
the saga continues.
Yeah, there's a continuation. That's what I said. I don't know anything about it. He didn't further elaborate. He had to go into the gas station. He peed at the gas station because we stopped for gas after I got him. He went to the gas station and peed. And then we went to Walmart on the way here.
And he went there.
And then he got here and he was like, I had to pee so bad. You said he was like pissing a gallon.
Yeah, it sounded like he pissed a gallon.
And it was just like, what is wrong with you today? Like, you didn't have that much to drink that I'm aware of.
Yeah, he was like dancing upstairs. I was like, no wonder he was so antsy down here.
I feel like when we went to the gas station, he couldn't figure out where the bathroom was, so he didn't go. And then when we were at Walmart, he came back out and he was like, so you know how there's a big urinal and a little urinal? And I said, yeah, what about them? And he goes, well, the little urinal had something that looked like pencil shavings in it.
Ew.
And I think he meant pubes.
He probably didn't know.
And I said, what do you mean it looked like pencil? He's like, I don't know, it just looked like pencil shavings. And he said, there was also something white on it that looked like it hardened. I was like, what the fuck was somebody doing? Like, were they shaving their pubes in the urinal and then jerking off into it? Like, what was going on in Walmart?
Was the fucking truck stop?
It was in fucking Walmart. I don't even know where it was. Like, it was some
We went to Macedonia.
Was it Macedonia?
You were at Macedonia Commons. That's why I was like, why did you stop there? There's a fucking store here.
I knew there was. I put in for Walmart on the way here, and it said that there was the one there.
Yeah, if you would have went to that Walmart, you could have picked up Mission Barbecue because Mission Barbecue is right next to it.
Man, I'm starving for no goddamn reason.
This is why you got to ask.
I'm so hungry, and now that we're talking about pissing, I gotta piss, but I can hold it.
Just pause it.
I'm not gonna dance. It's fine. We have more important things to get on to. But before we do, is there anything that you've done to secure your spot in hell as well? You had a big weekend, and we don't want to talk too much about it because the next episode I have it in the outline that we're going to talk about what happened. But
being swindled?
Yeah, you're being swindled.
Shit.
You're paying your dowry.
Other than being swindled,
you were swindled, and then you were swindled.
Yeah.
You had two of them, but one of them was at least okay because you got something out of it. You guys were drinking, weren't you?
Dude, we drank from I think we drank for a full 12 hours.
So you had some friends over. You texted me something. I can't remember what it was, but it was something about drinking, and it led to. I thought it was an interesting conversation.
Actually, I think we drank for 14 hours.
14 hours.
Yeah, I think it was 14 hours because we started at 10.
Well, no wonder the way you woke up was the way you woke up.
Oh, it was terrible.
You thought you were dying again. I texted you and I said we got another episode.
Oh no, I meant like hangover dying. I was hungover. I knew I was.
Oh,
yeah.
You had the hangover, and then what? The next day you had the food poisoning, or was it the same day?
No, it was the next day. That was not a hangover puke. That was a straight up like food poisoning puke because it was the exact same scenario as the one that happened to me last week.
Walmart's fresh fruit.
Yeah, I'm not buying Walmart's produce ever again. Sorry, Walmart. And if you want us to ever sponsor, you're gonna have to, redeem yourselves with the fruit. But no, that was not a hangover puke. That was for sure not. But in terms of St. Patrick's Day, I was really well behaved.
Were you?
For the most part, yeah. It was funny. So, I think the rudest thing I did was there was this porta potty, and I came out, sat back down. So it was this porta potty that was raised above us. Think like the Girl Scout cookies.
Girl Scout cookies that you're plugging.
Was like, yeah, our tag-alongs. The porta potty was like raised above us, so we had this table right here, and there was, I think, 10 of us. And so I came out, my cousin had come out, 2 of the people that were with us came out after, like, all using the porta potty because there was this huge line. And then someone went in the one that I had just come out of, and then came out, and the door swinging created a draft.
Oh.
They took a fat fucking shit. And I was like, you really took a shit right now? And everybody just started laughing, and I was just like, I did not mean to embarrass them. So I think that that was the least tame thing I had done, and that's still not even that bad.
I'm gonna need you to step up your game because if I have to go alone, I'm gonna be upset and bored.
For right now?
I mean, you don't have to you don't have to go outside and kick a hobo or something.
I'm trying to think of anything else I had done.
I just mean you need to
step
it up.
The thing that I can talk about, you said we want to talk about next week.
Yeah, I just mean I need you to do something on the level of telling black people about beating sticks and calling children with helmets window lickers because I feel like I'm on the bus to hell alone.
You mean you're wearing your MAGA hat?
Yeah, my MAGA hat.
Which I think that's part of the problem is because I'm not even close to wearing one of those.
Except when you do buy me a MAGA hat, I think I need it to be a crown instead.
Fuck.
It seems only appropriate.
Why do I encourage him? No, I really cannot think of anything. I was very tame. In terms of anything else.
I need to look back at our text messages because there was something also too. Something I said while
Are you testing me to try and remember anything that I said?
No. No, I didn't know because we didn't talk a lot because when you are
yeah, I'm usually present. I don't be on my phone.
When you're out with people, you don't usually look at your phone a whole lot, so you don't talk a lot. So, I mean, we didn't have a lot of communication, so I didn't know if anything else happened in addition to that.
No, I was surprisingly tame. Usually when I get... So, I think the reason why I was so tame was because I had taken something, a stimulant, to keep me awake.
Mm.
And it helps you be able to prolong your drinking. So, and I don't usually ever do that, but everybody else is doing them, so I was like, let me fucking do it. And I had known my cousin was going to want to go to the strip club later, so I was like, if I need to stay awake. And I think that's what made me stay so tame, because usually if I'm drinking and drinking and drinking for 14 hours, I get pretty fucking wild. But I didn't. I think I was the most tame one out of the whole group.
I remember now what it was.
What?
I went back to our text exchange. It wasn't you that did something. It was me.
What did you do?
Remember on Saturday night, I drank Four Loko, and I kept calling you, FaceTiming you?
I didn't know that on iMessage or on iPhones you could leave video voicemails. So I got them later.
I think I have them right here, actually.
And you wanted me to explain belly button fucking to Kristen?
Yeah.
You wanted me to sell it, though, is what I thought.
Oh, those are my pictures. Those are the actual Facebook. Yeah, so I kept FaceTiming you because I was drunk. And I was talking to Kristen about the episode we recorded last week about belly button fucking. And I said, there are people who are into it. And I said, we looked at photos and you would not believe.
Oh! One of the people I was with was like, I'd do it.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Okay, so yeah, there was that.
And I eventually texted you because you wouldn't answer my FaceTime. And you said, I can't call back right now. I'm at Topgolf. And I said, fuck your Topgolf. This is important. Belly button fucking needs to be spread like gospel. And,
like gospel.
and you laughed at me, and I said, just make sure you let your Wayfair children out to breathe. They do need air. And you said, I found one dead.
I can't even fucking laugh. Oh my god.
And I said, oh shit, that's going to be a problem. Government frowns upon dead kids. And then I think I tried to call you again. And then I said, I can't believe you sent me to voicemail. I left one because fuck you. And you said, ha ha ha, I didn't send anyone to voicemail. I also didn't even get a voicemail. And I told you it was a FaceTime message. You said, I got nothing except for the other one that I already got. And I said, I can call again. And you said, I can't hear anything. So I responded, Cody, you must leave so you can explain to my wife the phenomenon that is belly button fucking.
But, like, why couldn't you explain it to her?
I think because I wanted to be given the presentation as well, so that I could enjoy it while drunk on Four Loko.
You wanted to be sold on it, too.
So
you could be like...
So you laughed again, and you said, I will when I leave here, but I don't know what you want me to say. And I said, I want you to make a presentation. And you said...
A PowerPoint!
And you said, okay, wait, I'll do that for sure. And I said, when? You said, soon, hopefully. And then you said something crazy that I was just like, wait, what's going on? You said,
no.
I may be going to a swingers club.
We did go to that.
That was separate from the strip club?
Yes. So there is a strip club, or there's a club where I grew up, and it's like down the street from me now. And it is the only nightclub in my hometown. It's connected to a Holiday Inn, and it is known as a swingers club. So me, my cousin, and our mutual friend, we will go there every once in a while. And every time we've gone, we have a fucking blast because all we do is get a table like this, get drinks, and watch. And the last time we went, there was this lady who was on Molly who was damn near her 60s, wearing Skechers and jeans.
Jesus Christ.
And dancing her ass off. But in no way, shape, or form could she dance. But... it was just white girl dancing. So it wasn't like any skill, but it was just like she was having fun, so like let her do her thing. But it was hysterical because I go out to smoke, she comes out with me, and then she's like trying to recruit me to come to her hot tub with her and her husband. Oh, God. And then she pulls out her phone and she has over 25,000 followers on TikTok. So shout out to you. I don't remember your name.
You should have fucking connected with her.
I did. I followed her. She followed me, but I don't remember her name, so she's probably gonna see this.
I gotta start putting
But
reels
I have said to her, I told her before, I was like, next time we go again, we'll let you know, because she's like, oh my god, you and your friends are so cool, blah, blah, and we're like, we know. And then then at that same night, there was this lady who looks just like the size of that lamp. Like, literally as skinny as that lamp. Like, she could sneeze and looks like she would break a hip. And she's out there dancing, but she's moving, like, so freaking slow. It was like watching paint dry. That's how slow she was dancing. But she looked like she was having the time of her life. And it's just all old people. And you just see all these old people talking to each other. And then they go upstairs to the hotel, bang one out, come back in. But you also have couples who will go to the bar instead of the dance floor. And they'll try and swap people out. So we went after Topgolf the other day. So all of my cousins' friends, like all the friends that were in town from New York, we were like, you've never been here before. And the one buddy, he was like, I like older women. I was like, well, this is your place to go. So we go in there, and it just happened to be like the shittiest fucking night ever to go. We walk in, terrible, terrible, terrible. Skeletor was there. She was in the same exact dress we saw her last time in, the same white dress. We didn't see Skechers anywhere, which was sad. But there's also this other lady who we call Gimpy. Mm-hmm. She's always wearing a white leather dress, and she's on meth. She gimps when she walks. And she danced, and would dance like from man to man to man to man to man, disappear for a little bit, come back downstairs, dance from man to man to man. And it's like we always go back because we want to see Gimpy. But then we see somebody new every time. We're like, oh my god, this is so much funny. Or so funny. So we go with the group, and we were there for like 10 minutes because me, my cousin, and our friend, think it's hysterical. We wanted them to enjoy that with us. They all thought it was the stupidest thing in the world. But while we're there, the one buddy who was like, I like older women, was being picked up by a couple. Mm. And I was like, I told you this is a swingers club. And he's like, they're fucking disgusting. And they really were. They were like the nastiest people in the entire joint. And they wanted to take him home, who's like our age. And just like a regular Joe, so like wasn't disgusting looking. He's fine. But to them, they were like, oh, score. We're going to get him. Because they saw him dancing with all these other old women on the dance floor, trying to see if he could just like jokingly get one of their numbers.
Right.
And so I guess maybe like that was our hell. Ticket to hell was like going and making fun of old people. But that's still tame compared to everything else I've ever done.
You did text me back. This is such a sad place. It's all old people.
Oh, yeah, it was terrible.
And I said, you should have gone home to Kane. You said, he's at my parents'. And then you asked if Kristen is awake. But apparently I passed out. I don't know if that was at that point you were ready to talk about belly button fucking.
I was going to call.
And it was, what time was that?
I think it was like after midnight.
It was 12:10.
Yeah.
You wanted to fucking talk about belly button fucking at midnight?
You guys were drinking. I would
We're
have thought you would have been up.
I fucking passed out at like 10:30 probably.
Really?
My last message to you... Oh, no. My last message to you was 11:57. So you literally missed me by like 15 minutes. I passed out in that time frame.
Oh, shit, yeah. The club is literally 5 minutes from my house.
To think Kristen missed out on such a wonderful presentation.
You know where like that Melt is that just closed down?
Yeah.
It's across the street from that.
We're going to have to call her. We should call her on the podcast and give her the presentation about belly button.
Not today. I'm not prepared.
You can call her on Discord and then screen share with her.
But I'm not prepared.
Okay, we'll do another. And then you can screen share with her and then show her pictures.
Ooh, and then that would be how Kay can see it too.
How quickly do you think she's going to hang up on you?
Probably immediately.
Remember when I sent you another poop log? What was it, last night, the night before?
She deleted it.
Deleted it the second she saw it was
Yeah, before she could even read it. She just knew immediately that that's what it was. Whereas I'm thinking like that's not what you were going to send. Because within the context of that conversation, I just did not anticipate that was what you were going to send. So she already knew. I fucking read the entire thing and I was like, how did he get me? How did he get me?
You were reading about my needle farts.
That was what sent me over.
Have you ever seen A Million Ways to Die in the West?
I don't think so.
It's Seth MacFarlane's movie.
No, I didn't see it. I know what it is.
God.
I've never seen it. Is that where that's from?
Yeah. There's a clip of it where his father just like lets out a really loud rip, and he's like, something like, "Do you feel better, Dad?" And he's like, "No, it hurts my asshole. It feels like needles," or something like that.
Okay, you could have let me think you made that up. Because I thought you made that up.
I have to give him credit. And that's what I put in the log, too, was it felt like 1,000 needles stabbing my asshole.
Yeah, and I thought you made it up. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what the fuck is a needle fart? And I think I said it in all caps, like I do for anything that's like especially shocking. And yeah, I've just never heard that before. And I thought my dad gave creative names to things.
Oh my god.
No, that tops like I think any of the creative names. I think the most creative name my dad has ever given was fuck. Now I can't remember what it is. Oh, a Dairy Queen shit. Because he used to describe it. He used to do fucking descriptors of his shits to the family, but not poop logs.
It was like soft serve. Was that the Dairy Queen shit?
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to watch A Million Ways to Die in the West next Saturday when you come over. However,
we're going to be too busy spreading democracy.
We can spread democracy, and then when the kids go to bed, we can watch. It's by far not a kid-friendly movie, so we got to figure out how to get Trace not to watch it, because there's one woman, Sarah Silverman, she plays a prostitute.
She's in it?
Yeah.
I love her.
She plays a prostitute in it, and she, her fiance, I think, or boyfriend or whatever, comes into the saloon where she's working, and he goes, "Hey, is Ruth here?" And the bartender's like, "I think she's upstairs with a client right now." And
Did he not know?
He knows. He's like, in fact, I think at one point he's having a conversation with her while she's fucking someone else, and she comes down the stairs and she's like, "Oh, honey," and she goes to give him a kiss, and he's like, "Oh," and he's like, it's such a wild movie. It's so amazing.
Oh, okay. So the one thing that actually probably might be sending me to hell is I told everybody that you're a Winnie the Pooher.
You told people I was a Winnie the Pooh. What do you mean? What do you mean?
I just thought of this because we were talking about the belly button fucking, and I was like, I have this buddy, and they all like, I don't know why, but like they don't know me. My cousin knows, and like my cousin knows who you are, but they're like, "Who's your buddy?" And I was like, "Tony." But they like don't know who you are because they don't know who my friends are. And I was like, Tony? And they're like, oh, okay, keep going. So I guess they just wanted context. But I was like, he's afraid of nudity.
I'm not afraid of nudity!
We talk about these things, and he's like, it's really weird about it. Like, someone's going to try and shove a dick in his mouth.
Make me so like a virgin!
And I was like, he probably is a Winnie the Pooher. And they're like, what is Winnie the Pooh? And I was like, when you fuck with a shirt on. And they're like, he probably is. So now, actually, after that, I'm glad I thought of this because that's my ticket to hell. Because if now when you inevitably meet all these people, because they're going to be coming back,
I'm just gonna walk
in. Be like, you're the Winnie the Pooher.
God damn it, Cody. God damn it.
There's my ticket to hell.
Fuck, you're a shit friend.
I am not.
Now, remember we talked about that as we said things for good or for bad, that the podcast name was going to shift, and some of them would be good people, some of them would be terrible people. But I think now we're just going to shift to okay friend.
How is that a shit friend? We were joking around.
I don't know that. You're gonna be like, hey, they're back in town. You should meet us at this bar, and I'll be like, oh, cool. I'll get a night out with my friend, and then I'm gonna walk in, and they're gonna be like, the Winnie the Pooh.
They're not gonna think anything of it. They wanted to play gay chicken with each other. You think they're gonna care?
What kind of fucked up shenanigans do you people get into?
One of them was on the couch and sent a dick pic to my cousin's boyfriend on Snap.
Oh my god.
Well, they were in their bed. And he goes, wouldn't it be really weird if I jerked off next to what's-his-face? Because he was sleeping on the couch next to his friend. He goes, wouldn't it be really weird to rub one out right now?
What the fuck?
And... God damn it, I can't not be coughing. This is going to be a terrible episode for the coughing. But, I mean, to me, that's all fucking hysterical. But for you, you'd be like, Winnie the Pooh level, and you'd be like, I can't handle this. But they obviously know that it was a joke. Like, it's not a terrible friend. Come on.
No, I don't feel bad for the appropriating that I'm going to be doing later.
That is it for me. You need to learn how you can do your own head wrap then.
I need you to put a turban on my head, Cody. I have asparamancy to do.
That's apparently how I'm going to redeem myself.
By helping me appropriate another person's culture.
We're definitely going to hell.
For sure.
We're definitely going to hell.
Oh my god.
Ken, you giving yourself a manicure?
Well, anyway, I think that's enough.
We haven't even watched the fucking videos.
No, we haven't. That's what I was like. I didn't plan to go this much into our conversations, but I think this is a good look at what bonus episodes will be.
Yeah.
I think this is kind of conversation.
And just the chaos that our life is.
Yeah, so if you're interested in what this entire episode's been so far, all of like 40 minutes, then Patreon is for you. And I don't even know what our link is. I think you can just go on Patreon and search for Great Friends OK People.
Yeah, but did the link refresh?
I think so. I don't know.
Hopefully. We'll figure that out. We'll post it.
Because sometimes I look at the Patreon and the picture will still be the O4E picture.
Yeah.
But it'll still be Great Friends OK
So then we just need to make a link tree. We'll post it on TikTok.
So much work to do for this.
You know, that's why I'm telling you, one step at a time for everything.
We're just showing up and bullshitting every week, but not actually doing any of the work we're supposed to be doing.
Well, I mean, that's fine, because I was just watching fucking Theo Vaughn's podcast earlier today, actually, before you got here, and I was like, he was just rambling and rambling and rambling, and I was like, oh, that's what, like, all of us do.
Yeah. Like how we have an outline of things we want to talk about. You're like, oh, we only have 3 things, and here we are 40 minutes into the recording.
Right.
Well, technically an hour into the recording, because we sat here and fucking talked for 20 minutes.
Yeah, we got to deal with Kane.
I really think he's giving you the silent treatment.
That's fine.
He heard you mention his name. He's like, I'm not fucking dealing with this shit.
That's fine.
I have solidarity with you, Kane. I'm not fucking selling for this Winnie the Pooh shit either.
Everybody laughed.
Yeah, my expense.
Oh my god.
I'm all weird about porn and shit. You're like, oh, they won't think anything of it, and then they're gonna be snapping me dick pics.
Well, yeah, that's where you'd be like, I'd rather would be a Winnie the Pooh at this point.
I just didn't want to see another dick while I was trying to fuck a girl. That was all I asked for.
You're watching porn anyways.
Yeah, but I wasn't involved in that porn. And then you're like, Eiffel Towering's fine. I'm like, no, Eiffel Towering is literally the most contact you could probably have.
I don't think so. It's just high fiving.
It's just high fiving with your penises.
No, it's high fiving the other guy while you do it.
That's not Eiffel Towering.
Yes, it is.
There's no way.
She is the the bar,
Uh-huh.
the bottom bar, and then I'm one up here and you're one up here. High five.
That's not the Eiffel Towering I have in mind.
That's literally what Eiffel Towering is.
I feel like I have an alternative, and I don't know where it came from, but that's not the Eiffel Tower I have in mind.
What did you think it was?
The Eiffel Tower I have in mind is double penetration, with the girl being the vertical party.
No.
And that's what I was like, that's way more touching, the Eiffel Tower. Because in my mind, you got one in the vag, one in the ass, and then you're going to have to figure out how to scissor together to the right way so that you can both be inside of her.
Oh, he smells the asparagus.
You don't want the asparagus, bud. I don't want the asparagus, but I'm going to do a bit.
No, that's not Eiffel Towering. That's why I was laughing at you, because I was like, all it is high-fiving.
I feel like what I've described is something entirely different.
I think it's just double penetration.
It's just double penetration with a girl being vertical instead of horizontal.
Which, that's a barrier for me that I won't cross. So
You ready to do asparamancy?
I still don't really understand what it is. So we need to talk about it, because if I don't know what it is, I'm sure there's people out there who also don't know what it is.
Okay, so I have an article, which will introduce the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I can do my asparamancy.
Okay.
And then the videos, we could push it on another episode.
Okay.
Because there's 4 of them, and then I guarantee there's going to be a discussion about them.
Of the videos?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. So let's talk about.
I love that we're talking about content as we're doing this.
We're talking about content while we're doing content.
Yeah, well, talking about content while we're doing content, and looking at the camera, talking about the content. We're breaking the fourth wall.
It's fine. Deadpool does it. All right. So the article I have here is a woman who claims to be an asparamancer. The article says, here are the 2024 predictions of a woman who predicts the future by tossing asparagus.
Is she accurate?
I don't fucking know if she's accurate. All I heard about this woman one time, and I said, we're going to talk about it. And of course it's in the UK. Why wouldn't it be in the UK?
Right.
So, while some people use crystal balls and other people use tarot or tea leaves, one woman from Somerset in the UK attempts to predict the future in a method that involves asparagus.
I scrolled down.
Did you see her picture?
Yeah, she's fucking ecstatic.
She looks like... That's what I said. Okay, so first off, her name is Jemima Packington. So when I heard Jemima, I'm accustomed to that being a black name.
Yeah.
And especially leading from Aunt Jemima for the pancake syrup. She's very much not black.
No, this is a woman from the Caucasus Mountains.
Oh, the mountains of Caucasus. Oh, God, I love that clip. I've never seen that movie or anything.
What movie is it from?
I don't. It's Cat Williams.
Yeah.
It's when she brings in the white baby, and he's like, "That baby is not my baby."
Yes!
Like that baby comes from the mountain Caucasus.
God, I love that clip. I don't remember what it is.
I don't know what movie it is, but I've seen that clip 1,000 times, and I love it so much.
So my technique, she says, there's quotes of her saying, "My technique has not changed, and I still cast the asparagus spears and interpret the patterns in them. She has been reading asparagus in this way since she was a child, following the footsteps of her aunt who read tea leaves." Okay, well, I want to know how you go from tea leaves to fucking asparagus spears.
So you want to know how accurate she was. She says her prediction accuracy rate ranges from 75 to 95%. So it's fairly accurate. I mean, you wouldn't have sex based off of those odds of pregnancy. Because, condoms are supposed to be, 99%?
She has a LinkedIn.
Of course she has a LinkedIn.
Oh, she is a professional.
Yeah, she does this as a business.
With 16 connections. She's really out there.
Probably other tarot readers and shit too. People who... What was that I said yesterday? There's Mercury in the Gatorade or whatever.
The Mercury in the Gatorade for the astrology bitches. I take what I do seriously, but I don't take myself seriously.
So she says, I go through my predictions each year and think, yep, that's happened. Yep, that's happened. Occasionally, I get one slightly off where I haven't quite read it correctly, but I'm never far off. She says she's predicted Boris Johnson would become the prime minister before he did, and everyone laughed at their socks off. She also claimed to have predicted the Queen's death after the asparagus fell in the shape of a broken crown. That's a very loosely translated...
Her 2024 predictions are interesting.
Yes, and we talked about those before I left here last week.
We did?
Members
of the royal family will get divorced, which is hysterical because of all the TikTok drama that's been happening this last week because of Kate Middleton. They were saying that her and William. I think it's William. We're gonna get divorced, and it just turns out it's just because she's got cancer. So, TikTok, you're a cesspool.
What a generalization. People will become sick of celebrity antics and culture.
Great Britain won't do very well at the 2024 Olympics. The events in the Middle East will reach a great breaking point.
Which isn't really that specific of a response either, given that it keeps escalating. Like, that's just like, oh, it's a war that they hate each other. So, like, yeah, you could.
This is the one that is really, really, really fucking interesting. Is there will be a death among world leaders, and the United States will get their first female president.
That's what I was talking about last week.
I remember that.
Yeah, that she predicted. So that either means, and that's why I said, I wonder who Trump is going to pick for his nominee.
Influencers will lose their influence as people realize it's the real world they live in that matters, a.k.a. the TikTok ban.
So she's predicting the TikTok ban will go through.
A bunch of rich television personalities will lose their jobs. Public figures will be revealed to have profited from illegal activities. That's literally happening right now with the Cheeto and all his cronies.
So, in addition to these predictions, it says, in case you're wondering, when Jemima is done making her asparagus predictions, she pops the spears in the microwave for 5 minutes, covers them in butter, and eats them.
Please tell me you're not going to do that.
I'm not. I've got a very loose routine in my mind. So we promised we were going to do an asparamancy.
Wait, so based off of these predictions, do you think you can make any better or worse? Do you think you can make more accurate predictions for 2024?
Maybe. I think I can make some pretty accurate.
How many connections do you have on LinkedIn?
I have a LinkedIn. However, it's not like a very thoroughly filled out one. It's like literally I signed up and then never did anything with it ever again.
Well, I'm just trying to see like how we're going to stack you up against Jemima.
I mean, it's only 16 I got to compete with, right? And I feel like once people get a look at the look that I'm going to put on for this experiment,
you may get canceled.
I might, but who's going to cancel me? In fact, if anything, all it can do is make us more popular on TikTok because people are going to be like, do you fucking see this guy and what he's doing?
I don't endorse this.
I feel like you said that about a lot of things that I do.
It's just a legal disclaimer.
Just legal.
Just a legal disclaimer.
Who's coming after us legally?
In case you, I don't know, just a legal disclaimer. In case anybody tries to cancel us.
Alright, I think it's time.
Alright. Why aren't you dressed?
Because that's part of it. Can't believe we're fucking doing this shit. We're gonna post it online for people to fucking read or watch. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Right.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, so I don't have like a proper garb. Oh wait. What are you already facepalming for? We haven't got started yet. Alright. So I had to make do with some last second adjustments. So we didn't have the proper garb for it. I wanted to get like a very colorful robe and like what's the headpiece called?
A turban.
Not the turban. The turban is Middle Eastern, isn't it? Or maybe is it religious? I can't fucking remember.
Know.
That makes me sound more mad than anything else. But anyway, I couldn't find headscarf. I was going for like a Romani look. We couldn't find one. So instead, I got a towel that's going to serve as my wrap. And then I couldn't find any like shawl or colorful robe or anything.
Shouldn't we have like recording where you're talking about it now, like, and then literally I just start recording after, like, as that's happening? Like, literally you just show up dressed up?
If you want to do it that way.
I also forgot to press record.
You've been recording this whole time?
Thought I was, I didn't.
Oh my god. Is that why you suggested maybe we do it after you dress up?
No, because who wants to watch your explanation? Just show up dressed up, be like, come out of nowhere.
Oh my god, so much. Alright, so Kay, last week we promised you, don't face palm at me, Cody. This is very spiritual what we're doing right now, okay? I've got my head wrap on, I've got my shawl on. Did you just fart?
No! Now I gotta cut that!
No, don't cut it, it's good.
Hello again, friends. I hope you're enjoying the episode so far, but it is time for the asparamancy before we wrap this thing up. So, if you stopped paying attention to the video because it cut out, now is an excellent time to start watching. And if you weren't even aware there's video on these things, when you're watching them on your Spotify app or website or whatever, there is in fact a video to these. So, do me a favor, start watching again because I things got real weird, as I said in the intro. So enjoy.
For part of it. All right. So this is my spiritual shawl. I couldn't find like a good colorful one where the spirit spoke to me because the spirits don't speak to me unless I have asparagus in hand. So since I couldn't have asparagus at the store to divine which shawl was going to be the proper one to wear, I got this one with skulls on it because they represent the dead, and so I assumed that the spirits will talk to me through that. So then we got our asparagus here. So the idea is that I'm going to toss it up, and then as it falls, I'm going to read and divine a reading for you. So, Cody, are you ready for this?
Yeah, let's see it.
I feel like you're real hesitant about this entire thing.
Yeah, because I want to know what predictions you're going to give Kay.
Okay, all right. So here we go. We're going to do this one.
Oh, fuck.
That's a lot of down ones. That's not usually good.
Why has that one got black on it?
I don't know. This one feels in particular like it's telling me something.
Hello?
Fucking terrible. It told me my mother was a whore, and I disagreed with it. I mean, it's not wrong, but it's not polite to say. Also, I haven't had asparagus in I don't know how many years, and that tasted terrible.
He doesn't even like it.
Okay, so in any case...
Look at him. He's even struggling. He's like,
I'm sorry, buddy. It's all I got. So, the way these fell, there's a lot down here. I feel like it's predicting a job change. Do you know what she does currently?
No, what do you...
She currently works for some kind of...
you know?
Casino security, I believe. If
Okay.
I remember correctly. I believe this is saying prostitution. Now, I know she's married. She's got 4 kids. Prostitution seems wildly off the table. But the asparagus that's on the table says that that's the case.
Is this how many men she's going to have to lay with?
Not a specific number, but enough to die from gonorrhea, probably. Except that one. That one called my mother a whore. That has nothing to do with the reading. It was kind of a rogue asparagus.
Okay, but what about this one? It's all black.
Which one's all black? This one here?
Yeah.
Oh. I think that's the gonorrhea.
That's like pulling the death card on tarot.
It really is black. Do you think that Walmart checks their veggies?
No! Why do you think I gotten food poisoning twice?
Should I eat it?
No!
If I eat it, maybe it'll tell me something about the gonorrhea that's going to kill her.
No! Don't do it. It's not worth it. What if you get
It's not worth it?
What if you get gonorrhea from it?
Well, then we know the divining worked accurately. She's going to get into prostitution. The spirits have told me.
I don't want you getting sick.
I'm going to do it.
Oh, God.
I'm going to eat it.
Do it.
So
See what it
encouraging
tells
me,
us. See what it
putting
tells
things
us.
in my mouth. This is very serious, Cody. You can't fucking laugh at it. The spirits will be very unhappy with you, and then you'll get gonorrhea. Probably from Skechers.
Oh, fuck.
She's going to get you one day. Alright, let's find out.
Ew.
It turns out the gonorrhea comes from a toilet seat. So, your profession line of work as a prostitute will be fruitful.
Is there a donkey show involved?
Probably donkey shows involved. Don't use toilets, though. It seems that's where the gonorrhea comes from. As you can see, it's black, which represents your vagina after gonorrhea. I'm pretty sure that's accurate. I'm not a doctor, but I have an accurate reading of 100% so far.
And you look like a mail order Swami.
So how can you not trust me then? This is, if anything, a very authentic look. Very authentic.
You should drive home like that.
So there's your reading. Prostitution is your new line of work. Don't sit on a toilet or you're going to get gonorrhea. Completely unrelated to the prostitution.
And your mother's a whore.
And
Tony's mother, I mean.
my mother's a nice lady. I'm just kidding. She's absolutely a whore despite being a weird, crazy Christian. It's a weird combination. I can't fathom it. So there you go. I hope my asparamancy turns out Do you hope that it turns out true? Is that something you can say about someone going to
No,
prostitution?
you don't want that. You don't want that.
Okay. Avoid prostitution at all costs, although it seems completely inevitable as per the asparagus.
And since you're not like Jemima, you don't have a great track record.
I have an undisputed track record. Because nobody can prove that my readings have not come true so far.
He agrees with you. He's like, I see it. I see it.
You see it? Look at it. Gonorrhea. Basically a nodule.
No, don't. Now, if he gets sick...
He's not only going to get sick, he's going to get gonorrhea.
He has a very sensitive stomach. This is going to be great.
I feel like the gonorrhea is now off the table, so your prostitution career and your toilet use is completely free of disease. Thank you for coming to my asparamancy reading.
Your asparamancy TED Talk. Oh my god! You threw that together like it was fucking... I need to Google if dogs can have asparagus.
I sure hope so after that. I think he ate the other stuff that fell. It actually didn't taste as bad as I thought it was going to.
Oh, I hate it.
It did make me gag because I didn't know what to expect.
So, is that video going to be included in this?
Yes, that's going to be part of the episode.
Oh god, you guys better buckle up. He just made some predictions at Rival.
But only for Kay. I didn't do like a generalization like Jemima did. I just very accurately, as we can assume.
That is
But Kane, he's a miracle worker. He's like, okay, so if you watch Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's like the voodoo guy who is like, I can see your fate and I can mess around with it a little bit too with your permission. So Kane is that guy. I don't know what the fuck the guy's name is, but he's that guy because I predicted a nodule of gonorrhea.
And Kane was like, no, I'm eating it.
Yeah, and Kane just ate the gonorrhea, so Kane no longer has to worry about it because your dog took the STD for her, which sounds really like
he sacrificed it for you, Kay.
He's got gonorrhea now because of you. I think is what we can take away from this.
This is like the most chaotic conversation we've had in a very long time.
This sounds like a conversation I would have after a Four Loko.
Yes, it's exactly what it sounds like. That prediction was a Four Loko prediction. I wonder if that's what Jemima does when she does it. She starts drinking and she makes these predictions.
I hope so.
Because I want to know, if she's only got 16 connections on LinkedIn, maybe I can get a message to her. And I want to find out how she actually reads them. Because tea leaves, there's an art to it. But like, what's the art to seeing an asparagus spear?
Well, obviously, it's that you toss the spears into the air and let them fall, and then you predict it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're the expert now.
Yeah, I am the Swami. Vivek Swami.
The what?
The Vivek Swami.
Oh, God. You're trying to be vice president?
I love his name. I hate him as a person, but I love his name.
Yeah, his name's pretty cool, actually.
I was like, yeah, I hate the guy, but I mean, I guess at least if I had to say his name, it'd be fine.
I'm pretty sure he's from Cincinnati.
Yeah, it is wild because I have like this like very like Indian-born idea of him when I heard his name, and then I heard him talk. I was like, that dude's white.
Yeah, and then you see him, and it's just like, wait a minute. But I'm pretty sure he's a tech startup guy from Cincinnati.
I'll move this closer to you because I think I talk louder than you do.
Doesn't surprise me based off of the fucking tech industry there, which is where I got my start. But, you know, it is what it is. Now, if those predictions for Kay come true, then you're doing weekly predictions for me.
If I have to buy asparagus every week, I'm going to be very upset.
That's fine. I'm paying for it.
Paying for me to buy asparagus?
Yeah. And then
it wasn't the $2 I was concerned about. It's the fucking flavor of the fucking foul black
And then
spot.
if your predictions come true, it's you paying, I'll like pay it forward or pay it back to you down the road.
We can't do inside cash.
If I make money,
So anyway,
you'll get a cut.
So anyway, as we were saying,
Don't. So anyway, me.
hey, you guys!
God, this episode is a dumpster fire.
Oh, I think we should probably release the hostages. I mean, end the episode. It's basically the same thing at this point.
All right, so the whole idea for this episode was supposed to be a preview for the Patreon and what we're planning on doing.
Which wasn't even intentional.
No, it wasn't.
I didn't even plan on mentioning the Patreon, and then we started talking about text messages.
So we're going to release probably the bulk of this in TikTok clips so then we can save you guys. And 2, K, if you go down this path of prostitution, we will not judge you.
I mean, we will probably, but just not openly.
But we would like a finder's fee for you being your new manager because we predicted your new career path.
But you tried to be a manager for Little Soda Stream Me?
I am Little Soda Streamy's manager.
You're not doing a very good job. She's very uncooperative.
I know. She's just becoming an adult, apparently. 25 years old, and she's just becoming an adult.
I can't believe I've listened to an hour and a half of all this bullshit.
You don't have to listen to the first 24 minutes.
Oh my god.
Scrub through it.
Where do we go from here?
So
Kay,
you're going to have to cut so much of this.
If she follows the path.
It follows the path, then we're getting a cut.
Yeah, we're her managers.
And just consider it like a finder's fee or your management fee. And then we will only lock you in for a 1-year contract for that fee. And then you'll be good to go. You can be a free agent after that.
I'm definitely going to message her in the Discord after we get off of here and ask her how she feels about prostitution.
Just be aware that we're going to be watching your career path.
But not like with hidden cameras that we've placed around your house.
We're going to be watching closely to see what happens.
Do you think we could make any money off her videos on the hub?
She'd have to become a verified member. And you can make money off of that. The only way that you can post videos on the hub anymore is if you're a verified member, which you have to make money off of.
So how do you become a verified member on the hub?
You have to submit like your ID and everything. It's the same thing as OnlyFans.
Okay, so we have to get her ID without her knowledge.
Okay, but what about her husband? Is her husband going to help make these videos with her?
That's a good question. Robert, are you in?
Are we crossing a line by even talking about this?
No, absolutely not. There's no lines. The line to be concerned about ended when they decided to watch the episode. All right, so Robert, I don't know how you feel about making porn, but it sounds like you're now part of this venture as well. How
did prostitution turn into porn?
Well, I figured that if she's going to make money off of prostitution, the best way for us to make money is off of porn.
No, we would just take a cut, like a brothel. We would take a cut of every client that she takes into the room.
So we're a pimp.
That's what prostitution is.
You make it sound like we're her managers, but we're really just being her pimp.
A pimp is a manager.
A pimp is a manager. A pimp is a manager that keeps his pimp hand strong.
Yeah. Like, I look at this as a business decision. Like, I'm ready to go. The program manager and me, the wheels are spinning.
It's
I have all these ideas.
Absolutely a decision for sure. I don't know how lucrative the business is, though.
So whenever you're ready, we will launch your career. Apparently because that's what the Swami says. So this episode turned into a fucking shit show. It turned into a Patreon preview. It turned into you being a makeshift or a mail order bride, a mail order Swami. Us telling Kay about her life, the future, and then now we're closing it out with
her new career path.
Just don't ditch us yet because this was a dumpster fire today.
Just don't ditch us yet. Oh God, could you imagine for the people this is their first episode?
God, I hate this episode. So next week we have how many videos? 3?
4 videos.
4 videos
that we meant to watch now for 2 weeks in a row.
What is one of the topics?
They're all the same. It's a continuation of each other.
Oh, okay. So next week we have a story, continuation of 4 videos series, and we're going to react to them. And then something else.
Strip clubs. We're gonna talk about strip clubs.
Yes.
Which is relevant to Kay's new career.
And that's one of the reasons why I'm probably going to be going to hell. Yeah.
Put these titties in your mouth.
No, suck these titties.
Oh, sorry. My bad. If we're going to quote the stripper, we have to quote her accurately. Suck these
titties.
It sounds like you got dominatrix.
As my eyes pop out of my head. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
And the matron walks out of the room, hands me a drink, and then walks out of the room. The door locks. More to come.
There was more to
Honestly,
come.
it felt like it was going to turn into a dominatrix thing, which I would not have turned
It
out.
sounded like you were about to be ritualistically murdered.
Punch me in the temple, as Kate says.
But she wants to die, that's the difference.
Yeah, I don't want to die. I have a fear of death. So
You
I
were
don't
just
wanna die.
looking for a naked girl to dance on you.
I didn't expect her to be naked. Save the story for next week.
Fine, we won't talk about it.
All right, so follow us on TikTok. There's a Discord, and soon to be a beefed up Patreon.
Probably also a documentary.
This is permit all over again. It's documentary.
I say it wrong on purpose now. Kristen,
Fucking A.
Kristen puts me on like a fucking performance puppet, and she's like, "What's the word?" I'm like, "Documentary."
Okay, well, with that, we see you next week.
Yeah, sure. Whether we're behind bars or... Do you think people would come to the jail to talk to us and get like a... Do you think they'd make us like their dancing monkey? Because you get that video call...
But sorry, I paused because like I hear all these things happening upstairs. I'm like, what's going on?
You're like, what could he possibly be doing?
Yeah, I hear things rolling.
It's probably him from the great
And it's not my dog, it's his son.
It's probably him rolling on the floor from the great content we're putting out. Which reminds me before we go.
This is like first episode vibes.
Which reminds me before we go.
Are you going to chop things around?
No.
You're going to have to.
No, it's all going to be as is. Fuck it. Fuck the people. So last night, Kristen and I are bantering to each other, as we do. And she tells me to get Trace because she left the car keys in the car. And she's like, well, someone needs to go get him. And I said, well, I don't want to go get him. I'm ready to go up to bed. And she said, well, get the boy to do it. And I said, how about you suck my dick? And I hear him giggling because his door isn't shut. Like I thought it was, and he was in his bedroom.
And you heard this?
I was standing in the hallway, and he's giggling. And I went to Chris, and I said, I think he heard me. And I said, what's worse is I'm pretty sure he knows what suck my dick is.
Because he started laughing. Of course he does.
See, absolutely. And he heard me tell his mom to suck my dick.
Oh, God.
And I said, so with that, I'm going to bed. Enjoy him being out here now.
We're great influences on kids. So, book us for parties.
It's better, though, to touch their lives than to touch their parts.
Fuck!
Jeffrey Epstein, 2020.
Or, what's-his-face Schneider from Nickelodeon. Dan Schneider.
We have to go before we just get into a whole new thing.
You have to cut so much.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
I hate it here.